Greetings, conquerors. Good morning to you. Thank you for stopping by. Before we get into anything this morning, I just want to tell you how proud I am of you, how much I love you, how much I am grateful to see many of you sort of get up on your feet and do what it is that you believe you're called to do. Your companies, your families, your careers, your ministries, or whatever the case is. I'm excited for you to get where you want to go. That being said, let me just sort of get into this quick thing. There was something on my mind a couple of days ago, and I kind of decided to make this quick encouraging video for both myself and for you. Today we're going to deal with breaking free from poisonous relationships. Okay, breaking free from poisonous relationships. All right, we have kind of discussed this a little bit before. It's kind of been a part of some other things that we've discussed, but we've never singularly discussed this one topic. This is a very important topic because many of us, as much as we like to say it, many of us are still hanging around or still staying connected to some poisonous relationships. Okay, so let's define what that is before we move on. As it relates to what we're talking about today, poisonous relationships are pretty bad. What does poison do, right? Depending on the type of poison and depending on how it affects the body, it does a lot of different things. Sometimes it's a quick death, right? Sometimes it's a slow death. Sometimes it doesn't kill you. It just simply it renders you useless for a time. Right? And so some of our relationships are doing that to us. Now, I'm not just singularly talking about the romantic kind, because every time I bring up something like this, that's the first place people go. That is a part of it, but that's not the whole or that's not the complete idea. Relationships are the things that we are in contact with or connected to for any extended amount of time. Okay, I'm talking about work. I'm talking about family. I'm talking about romantic relationships, friendships. I'm talking about relationships with old stuff that we still need to get rid of. I'm talking about relationships with our jobs or with our old careers. There's a lot of things that are they are killing us from the inside. All right. So when I was in the process of healing, my physical therapist and my doctor they all told me that I used to get tired a lot. While I was healing, I didn't have to do much, and I was just completely wiped out. Right. And one of the reasons for that was because I was injured in so many different places on my body and I was healing from so many different places. That means the energy was going in a lot of different directions and it wasn't sustainable. So my body had to sort of shut down from time to time just to recoup, right? Okay, so a lot of us are dealing with energy being pulled in a lot of different directions, and that might be the reason for the fatigue, for the anger, for being irritable, and we don't really know why. And now I'm not saying this is definitely the reason. I'm just saying perhaps some of the reason for some of these problems is the fact that we have not either identified or we have not successfully broken away from poisonous relationships. Okay, let's get a little deeper into this, and we're not going to be with you. We're not going to be in front of you too much longer, I promise. Is there or could there be some things that you're still holding on to that really aren't doing anybody any good? It's just a matter of nostalgia that makes you want to hold on to that stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that might qualify as a poisonous relationship, right? Are you the only one in a friendship, in a relationship, in any kind of situation where you're interacting with other human beings, and you're the only one trying to sustain the friendship or the relationship? You're the only one making the calls. You're the only one putting forth the effort to stay connected. You're the only one trying your best to make sure that relationship does not die off. If you're the only one doing that, that might be a poisonous situation. Now, all of these are subject to the parameters of the environment, because a lot of times people don't want to be around us because we're the one that's poisonous. Now, this is in no way saying that everybody else is wrong and we are all the way right. Sometimes the poison is us. And the reason that people don't want to be bothered with us is because we are being toxic in some way to them. All right, so it's our responsibility to just take a moment, step back and say, all right, let me take a little bit of inventory. Am I driving people away in my life? Or am I keeping things in my life? Am I keeping too much clutter? What exactly am I doing? And the reason we're talking about this today is because whatever we do with these relationships, it's going to affect the other stuff that we do. It's going to affect wanting to start that company or increase it. It's going to affect how you function in that ministry. It's going to affect you getting promotions, and it's going to affect you financially. It's going to affect you, emotionally and spiritually, which is going to affect everything around us. So we got to take a moment and say, wait a minute, hold on now. I realized I had to discipline my child, but was that more about what they did? Or was that more about something that's going on with me? I mean, I realized they were wrong in some instances. I realized some people in my life sort of they kind of got out of pocket a little bit. But is any of this about me? Is any of this something that I could have or should have done a little differently? All right, so we've done all of that. As always, we want to get to the practical component of what we're talking about, because I don't ever want to just say a bunch of stuff that might sound cool, but don't ever want to at least give us some suggestions about what to do. Well, just sort of whenever you get a moment, just kind of take a moment and just kind of stop and take a deep breath for a moment, and just kind of get into a place where you can kind of go into your mind and sort of look at yourself, and sort of we can all look at ourselves. I said that incorrectly, and just kind of say, wait a minute, hold on, let me take a moment, because I might be smelling myself at this point, or I might be causing some things that I'm blaming other people for. Okay, so we must be intentional about breaking away from these poisonous relationships. Here's the thing: if you're still thinking you're not good enough for some stuff, that's poisonous. If you're still thinking that you're not good enough for some stuff, smart enough, good enough, worthy enough, that's a problem. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying that it ain't true, because there's a lot of things that we might want to do that we might not be qualified for, or built for, or created for. But even if we're weak in some areas, we can get strong. This is all about being, let's just go ahead and be real with ourselves, because we don't want to waste time in 2018. All right. So if you are dealing with a person that constantly makes you feel less than what God made, that's poisonous. And we have to break away from that kind of thing. Okay. If you yourself are treating yourself like you are less than what God made, okay, that might be poisonous. Okay, so let's just take a moment whenever we can. Just take some inventory, but don't stay there. Okay, we've gotten to the place where we don't mind discussing the issues. All right, but we have not completely gotten to the place to where we're ready to physically deal with those issues. Okay, You got a smart mouth. Okay, fine. You've acknowledged it. Now what are you going to do about it? Okay. You have a short fuse. Okay, fine. You've acknowledged it. What are you going to do about it? Okay. You've acknowledged that you might be a little overbearing, a little pushy, maybe even a little controlling. Okay, fine. You know, you've acknowledged it. Now what are you going to do about it? Okay. So our job moving forward is to just simply, take some stock, look at ourselves, and we might not like what we see. That's okay. Look at the relationships that we have around us. The stuff we still have in the house, the stuff we still have in the closet, the stuff we still refuse to give away because somehow we still think we're gonna be able to fit in that stuff. Look, pack up that stuff, take it down to the Goodwill. Somebody else can use it. That relationship should be over. Matter of fact, you and I both know it should have ended a long time ago because that dress is not going to fit anymore. Brothers, those suits, they're out of style and you know it. So pack them up and take them somewhere where someone can use them. Make room for new stuff. Stop allowing old things to, sort of keep our energy level at a place to where we cannot do what we know we want to do, what we should do. All right, that's all I got. I hope I hope this has helped. I hope this has created a little bit of thought, and I hope that I hope that we all just get away from those poisonous things, and that we all just sort of have the courage to sort of get on with our lives so that we can get on with it and do what it is that we want to accomplish and that God has set before us. Okay, that's it. As always, thank you. As always, I appreciate you. As always, I'm proud of you and I love you. And as always, I'll see you at the finish line.